here we are. Nice to have you along. Welcome to the Cosmic Watch. I'm Franklin, your astrologer. And the way to get a private reading with me at weforetell.com is to find the contact number and the schedule below in the description. And you can also check out our other free material here on YouTube, things like your horoscopes, tarot lessons, and compatibility videos. If you like what you see, please hit thumbs up because it really does make a difference. Thank you for your support. This day is June the 16th, of 2023. And if you are a soul who is born today, you are a Gemini, of course, and you also have a birth number that adds up to 20, the date of birth, 6/16/2023. That adds up to 20. And to get your birth number, what you do now is add those two, the 2 and the 0 together. And of course, that's going to add up to 2. So 2 is the main number. And the numbers that lead up to it, the 2 and the 0. A person born today would be a 2 plus 0 equals 2. And 2 is all about cooperation. It's all about cooperating. And that's exactly what we will do in the chat room in this next hour. We'll be joined by subscribers to the network. They have their questions to ask, and we will chat about the things that are going on cosmically this week and what we can expect and what they have experienced in the past week. And the biggest thing that we all get out of this is comparing notes, finding the similarities in what has happened to us, and knowing that it really makes a difference what time of the year it is. And this is the Gemini time of the year. Everyone is influenced by Gemini right now, being the sun sign. Tonight, our moon sign is in Taurus. We're all second house, right? So it's really a 2-day. And this is all about cooperating with other people and deciding to use the help of others, to be able to ask for the help of others. It's one of the hardest things in the world for a human being to do. We're all very egotistical, all very self-centered, all believe that we're self-made and we are the ones who did it. Well, without others to join in, to be a part of our circle, to give us feedback, to give us honest feedback. That's what you need from the other souls who are on this planet, and there's plenty of them, right? Why would we have 8 billion people on this planet? It's so we can learn from each other, so we don't have to make every mistake all over again, just like it was brand new. There really is nothing new in this world. Things are completely circular. What you see once is going to happen again. Joining us in the chat room is Heather, saying hello. And how am I this evening? It's nice of you to ask. I'm doing well. This has been a very calm week for me. Not a whole lot of surprises. So things have sort of settled down, as we get into summertime, coming up good on the first day, the first official day of summer, and that's the 21st, just 5 days away, and that is the longest day of the year. We experience the most sunshine at this time of the year, and it does wonders for everybody's mood. Compare how people generally are right now in June with how they're going to be in the opposite time of the year in December. It's when we're light deprived. Right, it makes a tremendous difference. So Heather, you're up first tonight. Let me drop a card on you and see what feelings we have here. Oh, you lighting the path, sunshine. Exactly. You're showing others how to be happy is what it is. How to really enjoy what comes to you. Heather, any questions that you would like to explore tonight? Anything that I could look at you? This is this is you lighting the path for other people, and of course you're the first one up tonight. You're going to get us rolling, and we will we'll see just how this Gemini influence is hitting all of us when when I just before we came on, when I pulled a card for myself, it was releasing, letting go, letting go of the past, letting things go, and being able to start over again, to to release any old problems, any old grudges that you hold against. That's what you need to release every day. Heather says that sitting a coworker, puppy sitting, and when she goes out of the country, and we kind of want to keep her, is that what you're going to do with this the dog? Okay. Let's see what happens there. Is that going to work out the way that you think it is? Well, I guess it depends on the owner of the dog making that decision. So, okay, so you're gonna keep it while this goes out of the country. She has chosen you. That's what the decision was. Oh my God, and that's why she chose you. Heather also adds that she wants $600. Well, it must be a very special pup. that it that it seems as though that she has literally chosen you to be the guardian of the dogs, and that means that she really does trust you, and she trusts your judgment as to as to the rest of it. Is all of that actually going to take place? That's what you want to know, and not exactly as you have it planned. There, see, this is her watching from the wherever she's going out of the country, right? From the mountaintop, watching over, and trying to see how you're going to treat how it's going to work out, how it's going to work out for you. So there's every chance in the world that it could start out that you get the dog, but then she takes it back later on. She changes her mind and decides that yeah, yeah. So there's more going on there. It's not just that you're gonna come up with the funds to do it, and it all happens that way. So it's boy, I tell you what, animals can be such a comfort. The 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 animals can actually have a soul in them, and this goes all the way back to the end of the last ice age, when there were no people left on Earth. This is why Adam and Eve had to be created, right? Because it was going to take so long to let evolution go from the deep sea creatures all the way back to people again. And Heather says, I brought it home the other evening to see how she do it with my pets, and did great. Well, that really is the test. If the animal feels comfortable with your situation, so you're not going to have to change anything, then you're going to be really tempted to let them stay. But I don't think it's that it's a done deal forever. There's more. There's more coming on that story. It's just it's not going to be that the dog moves in and you live happily ever after. There's that dog, and I believe it's returning to the owner. That dog has more to do. That dog has a real place, and is coming to your life, Heather, for a reason. That's why you're so attracted to the animal. Why the animal seems so good to you. Heather says, right, she really needs the money too. Oh, okay, well, and there's so many different reasons for passing money along, and that's what it's meant to do. And Heather says she really connected with my kids too. And that's the cinch right there. As it's never work with animals and kids, right? Because they always steal the show. But as for right now, Heather, you're you didn't want to return her that evening. Of course not. Of course not. See, the but it's really going to come down to the money. That and maybe that's what changes when she really wants you to do this, and when you explain that you just don't have the money, that may change the money situation. That could be the change that I'm seeing coming, and that would open the door to you, yeah, just welcoming the pet in. And it does look as though that really is the end result, that the dog's going to come, because it's going to be such a warm and nurturing home, and the dog will feel very much at home. And animals are so good at sensing the mood. And it's like when you're sick and they want to give you a kiss, right, to make it better. They literally do that. That is how animals by licking. That's how they help each other to and how they heal their own wounds. So That's what they want to do for you when you're when they can always sense when you're feeling bad, and when you have any sort of a physical problem. And that's why they're I mean, people's best friend. Always have been. Heather says, let the dogs out a few times during work hours, and they're very loving. Yeah, I have let those dogs out. Then okay, and they're very loving, and that also tells you so much about the owner of a dog. If they have that loving about them, that let you know that they've been in that sort of a home situation. And that's the thing about pets altogether. They never lie. No dog yet has ever told a lie. They give you the truth. They tell you just like it is. They react to the stimuli that is around them, and that they really are a great barometer of what kind of a home that they're in. If it's steady and loving, then that's the way the animals will they'll pick that up. And Heather says, I had a dream about having foster kids and shelter for animals as one for both to have companions. Well, isn't that a great idea? There's a place very much like that around my home with horses, um, and to the the dog I have. My dog was rescued, a rescued dog, and there's nothing better than saving an animal. They love you forever. They really are the a great gift to us to to bring comfort and um, and never really ask for anything. A dog, dog has no savings account at all, right? And very much like angels, dogs don't have watches. Time means nothing to it. It's and this is what you have to remember when you start asking your guides to bring things into your life, is that the spirit world knows no difference between the worlds. The spirit world can move between the two, and it exists in both at the same time. And this is what they're trying to show you how to do, is to exist in both worlds at the same time. It is quite possible. Heather says, how many dimensions are there? Well, if if you look at the traditional way of sunlight coming to the earth, and bringing all of God's messages on the sunlight, and we start talking about the rays and the different numbered rays, what you have to do is picture the universe, picture the world as a 360-degree circle. The sun is a 360-degree circle, and then you cut it into 10-degree increments, and this is how you get the different rays that are coming off the sun and delivering it here. And the as to dimensions, dimensions are only what you see and feel, and you can be made to see anything. You can see between the lines sometimes, because you're allowed to. And the different dimensions Could there be another world right beside us going on all the time? Well, of course there could. It's much more likely, I think, that what we know as the spirit world exists inside of human beings. It's right here. It's affecting you every day, and the different dimensions that you see are what your guides allow you to see. Right? You can be. They can put the blinders on you. You go right past the place you were going to because you were thinking about something else, and this is how your guides can really change your direction. Right? Heather says, so my tripping over my feet is a different dimension and tripping me. Now that's a very interesting thought, that your spirit guides can literally physically reach out and trip you as you go along to stop you from going somewhere. That I think it's more likely that you're made to trip over your own feet. So it'll look like that you did it yourself. So Heather says that is what happened to her, and it's people sometimes fall down in the street, hurt themselves, and they can't imagine how did I fall down? What happened? And it's just that it's as though someone had grabbed you by the ankles, and your feet just didn't work, and this is your spirit guides taking the last resort. Your spirit guides are kind, they're gentle, and when they first come to you with an idea or a change or something, they come as gently as they possibly can. The first heart attack I had didn't even knock me down. But when you ignore your guides, they start pushing harder, grab your ankles and trip you as you step off the curve. And it's a phenomenon that happens all around the world to every soul in the world. And that's the real key to astrology. Sun signs, sun rays coming. The sun shines equally on every soul on this planet. What that says to me is that God loves each soul equally. Heather says, they'll have me tripping my future partner into my future partner. And isn't that just the way? Think about when you meet someone new and they what you see in your eye, what your guides allow you to see, that is what you believe. People believe what they see. Now here's Sin saying, "Can I ask?" Sin says, "How does Chris feel towards me? We haven't chatted in a while." So, okay, so Sin wants to know how this soul Chris is seeing them. Oh, very well. Chris is a gift from your spirit guides being brought to you to bring change to your world. That's planting a new seed. I mean, that's complete change. And how does he feel towards me? That you have a purpose. You've been brought into his life. That's by his guides. That's how he sees you. He sees you as the catalyst for change in his life, their life. It's Um, how do they feel towards you? It couldn't be better. It really couldn't. That's 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 someone that's going to give you honest feedback and expect the same from you. And that is the greatest gift that you can give to anyone, to any other soul, is to tell them the truth. Tell them how you actually feel. Tell them what you want. Oh my God! And today is a two. Well, that's the thing about twos, and there's the thing about Pisces, of course. Also, ask for what you want, and you stand a much better chance of getting it than if you anytime you don't get your way, you just withdraw your emotions and wait for people to ask, "What's wrong?" that's twos. That's our people that are born today, and I can tell you from experience because I am a two myself, and it's all about, can you cooperate with other people? Can you accept the help of other people? And then really to take that out to the nth degree, can you accept the help of your enemy? If you're a politician, can you accept that your enemy on the other side might have a decent idea, might need to be compromised with? Well, that's the decision of the two. Always is, can you accept good things from people that you have decided are bad people? Can you change your attitude about anyone? Change is what we're all in this life to do. That's why we're here. Why wouldn't it why wouldn't it be the hardest thing for us to do? To get over our own prejudices, to get over ourselves. Of course, it's the hardest thing in the world to do. To be able to forgive others for having done us wrong. Well, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. If you can do it, you'll find your enlightenment. Of course, it's hard to do. And to find, here's Cody saying, "Hey, Cody, let's see what you're up to tonight." If I pulled a card on Cody, there's a surprise coming, Cody. I think this is the very card that we pulled for you last week. Maybe that surprise hasn't gotten here quite yet. I've been good myself. I tell you, I came to the end of a long story, and it's the story that was told to me by a seer who saw my previous life and saw that my wife was going to be very, very sick, and of course she has been. She 3 different cancer bouts, but it was always that in the end she was going to get better, and in the end it was another woman who was brought into the picture who was very different from everybody else, who turned out to be the catalyst to make my wife better. Now, this turned out to be someone who made her so angry that she got up out of bed and said, "I'm going to get better." She rejoined the world. It's just been remarkable. So it was the person who was causing all of the trouble in the past couple of years in my house that turned out to be the catalyst for my wife's recovery. So you never know. These things, and it was completely predicted. Uh, and the cancer is something that's been going on for like 15 years now. And so you have to know that the spirit world does not carry a watch. The spirit world sees no difference between this life and the next life. And miracles can take more than one lifetime to come into being, to fully manifest. Don't give up. That's the key. All the answers are within you. You can find them. You can find your happiness in this life. And it's all about how you see it, how you react to the world. Cody says that's a little while to deal with cancer, and the worst thing is the treatment is what really gets you. The 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 treatment to kill the cancer kills everything else too. And my wife had to have a jaw replacement. She has a titanium jaw. I mean, this is what she had to come through, and she was down in the bed about 23 hours a day. That's how weak she was, and it was weighing less than 100 pounds, and when it was getting worse all the time, and until she got mad enough to turn it around. Anger is it is a huge motivator, right? It's it can make you do things that you don't even know that you can do, and it's all about believing that you can do it. It's all about believing in yourself. Everything is within you. That's the lesson of astrology. All 12 signs, they're all within you at different times of the year. Right now we're in Gemini. Everybody's affected by the twins. Everybody is affected by thinking about their family and their neighbors and the closeness. That's Gemini. That is the twins all over. Cody says, speaking of surprise, I had some reader that was telling that there was something that's going to happen to me on July the 5th. That makes a lot of sense because this is something that I've seen coming before. There is a real something that you have not accounted for. And it's a good thing. It's going to bring change in a good way. And the date of July 5th, 4th of July is when in this country we all take a break. And July 5th is when the world starts again. And it is a marked day. And it's when the world actually starts moving again. You see, on June 21st, next week, we're going to reach the ultimate tilt of the Earth, and we'll start back the other way. So there's going to be a week or two here where there's virtually no movement whatsoever, and we're going to repeat what we just had. So what happens in this next week is going to be repeated in the week after. And by the 4th of July, things will start to move back the other way. And we will no longer just be spinning our wheels. And it's really going to seem that way. So then this is called the summer slump, right? This happens to everybody. It happens to each of us in our own way. Whatever it is we're involved in, it is going to be stuck for the next couple of weeks. Cody says, right in the corner, it's crazy around Independence Day. Funny you mentioned about July the 4th. The wherever you live may or may not allow fireworks on the 4th of July. The small town that I live in is just over the county line from the big town where they don't allow any fireworks. So fireworks selling over in our county has always been one of the great industries that people have. So, and Cody says from Georgia, well, you know what fireworks stands are all about then, right? And we on the day after New Year's and the 4th of July, they mark all of the fireworks down to like a tenth of the price. All the locals now know to wait until the day after, and they can go out and buy all of the fireworks that are left over. And on the day after a holiday, gunpowder is the only thing you can smell in this town. There's a cloud that just kind of hangs over from the gunpowder. Heather says they were saying about possibly not having fireworks allowed this year due to the dry conditions. And doesn't that make a lot of sense? I mean, these fires that are going on in Canada now were all apparently set by lightning strikes, and that's pretty much the same thing. So Cody says I get to see fireworks in my neighborhood. I used to live in a small town which had an old air base that had been turned over to the city, and once a year they have the air show at the air base. And my house is kind of down at the end of the runway, and for the week before the air show, they all come in and practice, and you get like the blue whatever's flying through your treetops, and you can literally sit in on the back deck, and you could watch the air show every year. And man, the size of some of the things like the blimp that once parked in my backyard. It's amazing how these things get off of the ground. Man, the air traffic in this vicinity. I live about 40 miles from Nashville, and the airport there is so busy that the city is building their own hotel in the airport. They finally figured out how they can how they can get some of that money left here. So it's it's always something with business, isn't it? People always trying to take money away from each other, and then we come to the summertime, and everybody just kind of takes a deep breath, and they're going to get ready. Right after the 4th of July is where you start building towards Christmas. Christmas, the great retail event of the entire year. Christmas, the event built for that particular purpose, to put Christmas in place is the most remarkable sales miracle that there's ever been. And to have a product such as soda that has been able to tie itself into the Christmas theme, to to when you think of Christmas, you think of that particular soda can that it has just become a part. Yes, and polar bears, says Heather, and that's exactly it. Commercials, no matter what they're about, they're believed after a certain amount of times. And it's about 32, 33 times that you see, if you see a billboard, a commercial, and hear it on the radio, that's all it takes to make that be a part of your reality. Cody says, I remember I had a friend used to live close, and friends, they lived in Miami and worked with a lot of famous people like Lucy and Jackie Gleason. I thought it was pretty cool when he told me about this. There's the stories that really appeal to us are the stories that we know. You have a connection to those souls. You've been there. You with those people. That's why someone would tell you a story about them. They can almost see you in that situation. This is what we carry along with us from previous lives. There's a part of your soul that is within and still exists from each of the previous lives that you had. That reincarnation of you exists and can be reincarnated. You might meet yourself at some point in this world. With 8 billion people, it seems possible. It really does. Cody says, I asked him about Jackie and what kind of a person, and said he was really nice and a hell of a guy and easy to talk to. And was able to spread his success around. That was one of the biggest things about all of the early entertainers, and it's to have your humanity still stay with you is a wonderful thing. And can it be done? Can you find success and still be a real person? Now, man, that takes a lot. It does. Think about all the professional athletes who have been told all their lives that they're great, they're wonderful, because they can do a particular thing that puts people in the seats that people will come to watch. It's what we've learned from watching TV. Think about how much younger and better the athletes are now, because they got to see television. They got to see the greatest players in whatever game they are right there on TV. Cody says this guy said he drove for him and checked the mail for him. And now that is personal. That really is. That tells you a lot. Entertainment is the enduring thing. The biggest thing that we have to worry about in this country as we go forward is how we're going to fill all of our leisure time. What is it that we're going to be doing that's so interesting that we'll be working a 20-hour week, because that's what's coming. So it's the entertainers who are going to have to fill the void for us, and this is really what television is all about, is leading you with commercials. The only way to be successful in the business world is to be able to sell, not today, but next month, and to know what the public is going to want next month. This is why you spend all the money on advertising, to try and influence these people in what they are going to want, so you'll have that manufactured and have it ready for them. You the crossroads have to meet up. Cody says, I can imagine that he got letters from Hard Cardi and Bill Burr. Because in that day, they really did send letters. People took the time to write and to write it down. Can you imagine the children who are in school today who are not being taught how to read cursive writing, not being taught how to write their own name? I don't know how that's going to work out. All they will ever know is the printed word, and these are the same children who cannot read the clock face. If they don't have a digital clock, they have no idea, because they've never been taught. The things that we spent 12 years trying to learn in school are just no longer necessary. Heather says, I don't know how that'll work either, when you need a signature on everything. Well, of course, now you have the electronic signature, and where people can literally make their mark. I mean, when you sign with your fingers on that scrawl, you might as well just be making an X, right? I mean, you've made some sort of a mark, and that's all it really comes down to. You see, we're all getting into computer speak, computer ease. Computer speak has only two answers to every question. The answer to every question for the computer is either 0 or 1, open or closed. And by asking a zillion questions within a couple of seconds, a computer can check everything. And so the code of the computer is yes or no. The very same as flipping a coin. If you flip a coin 100 times, the odds on each one of those flips are 50-50 that you're going to have yes or no. So coin flip is really the basis of all computers, and answering your questions and allowing. Think about this now. If you Heather says, it makes identity theft easier. Boy, identity theft is just an everyday thing. But the way that we use things like television is up to us. What are we getting out of these things? Cody says, I was driving for if I was driving for Jackie, I would say, Jackie, go play some traveling music. Most of the radio shows before television were about the personal life of that person. That is what America wanted to know about Jack Benny. They wanted to know what he was doing at home, right? Was he playing the violin? And it became the home of peculiar voices. Of course, that's what radio would find. Ozzie Nelson had a very strange voice, and he was put on the radio. Ozzie was a band leader, had his own orchestra, and when they moved over, his wife, of course, was the singer with the band. Right? How they met, and when they moved over to TV, he put his two sons into the TV show, and it was all about his personal life, all about what really goes on. So it's almost like the reality shows of today. They're just not scripted. The way that Ozzy and the writers to write about his family, and the most the yeah, oh man, Jack Benny Jack Benny could do more with a movement than most people could do telling stories in 20 minutes time. Benny had wonderful timing. He could bring an audience to life, and it's a wonderful talent that the people in early television found that they had, and of course it strayed right on over to the politicians when they found that you could look at someone on television and you think you know who they are. We all are guilty of being in central casting and stereotyping people because that he looks like a good guy. Give him a white hat, he looks like a bad guy. That is one of the real problems that television caused, is thinking that we know people just because we've seen them or seen their likeness on TV. And Cody says, situation comedy shows on radio and a variety style. Well, no, okay. So talk about funny voices on the radio. One of the great westerns on radio was the Cisco Kid. And the Cisco Kid was Leo Carrillo. Leo Carrillo was a voice actor in New York. He had been doing commercials for forever, and they got him to be the voice of the Cisco Kid. And so when they went to television, he wasn't pretty enough, right? And Leo had to move over and play Poncho to Duncan Ronaldo's Cisco Kid, and still got all the funny lines and had to deliver all the lines, right? Because he was really a great actor. But that's that's the magic of radio. People, the theater of the mind, being able to have whatever you wanted in that show. Those people, seeing those people and connecting them to their voices, and so then TV comes in and it's all about what you look like, and then people almost stopped listening to you when TV came, because it's such a thing that it draws your attention. Cody says, with the live audience and orchestra bands having songs and commercial breaks from the spot, one of the more famous live commercials is Ed McMahon. selling dog food in a live for years. Ed would, in the middle of the show, of the Tonight Show, would have to read this live commercial for dog food. It's, the television teaches us to get in line, right? To if the whole concept of television, if they liked it once, they'll love it twice. Let's give it to them again. It's the most copied medium that there's ever been. And now that it has become such a personal thing, where you actually have your personal screen, it really is you as the director. People watch more snippets than they watch shows. By watching just the part that you want to watch, you become the director. You become the one who's putting together the entire show. It's like where music is gone, where you can program every song in your iPod or whatever to have your own programming. And this is where reality TV has really come into to play there. So that's Cody says it's been pretty funny that Johnny Carson brings on there. Carson had the greatest timing of any comedian that I've ever seen, and could bring an audience back to reality better than anybody I've ever seen. Carson could apologize for a bad joke. The audience was always on his side. He never put down the audience. And can you imagine a comedian who never said a swear word? Think about that for a minute. That's why Carson got dated, right? The world changed. So we're gonna get out of here. That is our hour on the Cosmic Watch tonight, and I'd like to say thank you to all of the people in the chat room, all of our participating in the show tonight. And remember to hit the thumbs up button to show your support. We appreciate that. It's been good to have you here, and we'll do the same thing next week, next Friday, same time, same place, and I hope to see you here. And until then, I'm Franklin, and I love you.